Welcome everyone to Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. At the ESPN wide world of sports for the NIT season tip-off, it's a championship night. Utah State looking to stay perfect, facing off against North Texas, whose revamped roster has already stacked up some impressive wins. These two teams hoping to lift an early season trophy. Never a bad time to do it. Impressive wins to get to this point, and they will hope to be the team on top in the next couple hours here at the NIT season tip-off. Well, Utah State holding off St. Bonaventure to get to this point. On the other side, North Texas, a dominant, very impressive performance all around to beat Northern Iowa. Those two teams will match up later tonight on ESPNU. Alongside the former Baylor guard, Utah State, it was a slow start, great second half. North Texas, we know all about the defense, but they shot the lights out yesterday against Northern Iowa. We are underway. Utah State controls the tip. Here comes Drake Allen and company. What do we want to look for here? Because I know these two defenses really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching early on. The defense. For UNT, it's extremely physical. It's tough. It's aggressive. They try to turn you over. And for Utah State, they run a 2-3 matchup zone that is very hard to scout and prepare for.
Martinez misses his first shot. He was feeling a little under the weather yesterday, still played in that game and got in double figures, didn't shoot it overly efficient, but one of the best scorers in the Mountain West Conference.
Watch this 2-3 matchup zone. They changed their rules due to personnel and alignment, so it's very, very random, and you really can't scout for it.
Newell inside, kicks it out. First three on the way, rims off. Offensive rebound and put back by Walker.
And one of the hardest things to do, Chucky, is when you're playing zone, rebounding in the zone because you don't have a man. So you have to go actually find somebody. Rondell Walker, good sign on the glass early. That's what he does.
Martinez stepping through. The floater is off the mark. Rebound by Sissoko. Big resume building opportunity here early in the season as well. American Conference versus Mountain West. Two teams may be undervalued in the preseason poll. North Texas picked 7th. Utah State, the regular season champions from last year, picked 6th in the Mountain West. And there is Jared Calhoun, year one. Look, he said it's a players program. This is a player-led program. You can see that. They love playing for him.
He's a terrific coach. And what I was most impressed with yesterday was his in-game adjustments. His ability to see what was going on and see what was needed to be done. And there were times where Utah State got down in that game, but he made the right substitution, found the right lineup in order to get them back, and he did what was needed in order for them to win. And he's a terrific coach.
To one of the best starts as a first-year head coach at Utah State in program history. There's a travel and turnover against North Texas. On the other side, it's Ross Hodge, year 2 as an NCAA head coach. He was a head coach at the JUCO level for about 5 seasons. He came with Grant McCaslin to North Texas. Where did this defense come from? They basically said, we have to find a new way to win. We cannot just run all the time, and they've become this defensive team.
You want to talk about a guy who's built a culture and a program, and when you see North Texas, you know what it's going to be. You know it's going to be a dog fight. It is going to be a battle, and you have to come prepared.
Layup too strong, rebound by Johnson. Utah State wants to get out and run. Falslev in the corner for Martinez, who goes baseline. Behind the back feed, Falslev connects.
And those are the shots that you are going to have to make when you watch the game yesterday against Northern Iowa. They had open look. You talked about it, Chucky. They just weren't able to knock them down. You will get open looks against North Texas defense, but you have to take advantage of them because you won't get many.
Falslev shooting over 50% from beyond the arc on the season. Floyd almost lost that out of bounds. Sissoko driving at Gadaretsi, the shot blocker. Great defense from the big man. They reset the shot clock. Sissoko back up and it rolls off. Season low in the first half for Utah State yesterday. Just 26 points against St. Bonaventure. Martinez called for the foul.
And let's look at Martinez's pass. It's behind the back pass. Good awareness. Realized that Falslev's man tried to cut off the baseline, so Falslev spaced out. Good bucket right there. Those are the plays that you have to make. You have to take your time against this defense. You cannot allow UNT to speed you up.
How many times you throw a behind-the-back pass in college?
0.
And right from 3.
And that's a good sign. First shot of the day for Adden Wright. Money from behind the arc. Look for him to really, really get going now.
So you're saying Scott Drew would have pulled you? It'd have been over.
Only if I would have turned it over.
Okay.
Now, if I would have successfully, made the pass and it would have got there on time, on target, like we like to say, it would have been, beautiful. I could pass a little bit. I was like 2 assists a game.
I'm going to check. I'm going to fact check that.
It was like 2 assists a game.
Can we pull up King's points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, please?
And then after we do that, let's pull up Chucky's from high school.
Hey, man. 5-3 start for North Texas. Just the one shot going so far for Utah State, the Falslev 3. Wright again, open, got it. And Adden Wright off to another great start.
When you talk about heating up like a microwave, we see it. He saw one go in, now he's letting the next one fly. Adden Wright is about to have a big night, people.
Cross to Martinez. Pump fake, and Adden Wright with the defense this time. Ties it up, and it's going the other direction. And Adden Wright getting hot early on.
6 points early for this young man, picking up where he left off. Adden Wright loves Orlando.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Experience Kissimmee. And plan your trip to Kissimmee, the big, bold heart of Florida, and discover it pays to discover. Now look at some of these recent champions for an event that started back in 1985. Madison Square Garden hosted it for the first 3 decades. It was recently held in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. This is the first time it's been held here in Kissimmee. Glad to have it here in conjunction with the ESPN Events Invitational as well. But the winners of this have typically gone on to have some good postseason success as well. Utah State hoping to become one of just 8 other schools in history who have gone to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years under 3 different head coaches.
Now, Utah State has inserted Carson Templin, and I don't think his impact was shown based off the stat sheet yesterday. Watch him on the offensive glass. Watch how many problems he can cause, how he causes for teams.
Into the corner, the quick passing that goes off the side of the backboard. Martinez going to push it. Inside Templin. Little contact there. He lost it, but goes back up and finishes.
Great hands, plays hard, very patient down low.
Out top, Giselle, quick pass, Walker, 3 to shoot, floater on the baseline, rims off.
And that's good side-to-side ball movement by UNT, but if you're North Texas, you want to try to get the ball to the middle of the paint. When you get the ball to the middle of the paint against this 2-3 matchup zone, bad things or good things for you happens, bad things for Utah State happens.
Backdoor feed, or excuse me, a back cut by Martinez, Templin pass taken, and Wright was blocked from behind. That was Dayton Albury. Martinez, the only starter left on the court. That's knocked away by Giselle, and another turnover forced.
UNT does a great job that when they come up a ball screen, their hands automatically go up, so they get a lot of deflections on passes.
10 to shoot, right away from the screen by Lorient. Giselle 5 to shoot for Massey. Cut off by Martinez. An open shot for Wright. Shot's just not falling right now. Martinez kicks it out. 3, rims off. That was Tucker Anderson, the sophomore.
UNT right now, I would try to find a way to put Massey in the middle of the zone. Get the ball to Massey in the middle of the zone. Let him create.
Lorien on the roll, kicks corner. Back up top, that was almost taken away by a Cano. Giselle steps into it. Neither team can get a bucket to go. That's 0 for the last 5 for North Texas. Utah State's had some turnover issues here. Both teams on scoring droughts over 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
If you're North Texas, you do not want to fall into the trap of relying on the three-point line and settling. And then you see their last 3 shots have all been threes. They're doing a lot of settling right now instead of driving closeouts.
Taken away, and that was an easy one for Acano. Going the other direction. Long stride and lays it up. And now Wright's down. A few bodies on the floor. Good to see Attenwright get up quickly. Cano and Albury as well.
Cano is a guy who played extremely well yesterday. Gave them a huge spark off of the bench. A guy at Oregon State who averaged double figures last year. He can do a lot of good things for this Utah State team.
14 points for Acano off the bench yesterday in a time when they really needed a spark too. Lorien gets it to go and finally snapping a streak of 7 straight misses.
And Lorien is UNT's best big. His ability to be a lob threat, to be able to put the ball on the floor a little bit, drive a closeout. He does a lot of things at his size that the other bigs at North Texas can't do.
Acano, offensive rebound, Martinez, blocked by Massey. Numbers the other way for UNT. Walker, oh man, Anderson sent that one.
Utah State, we talk about defense for UNT, but Utah State has been impressive so far. Acano getting in the passing lanes, getting easy buckets, using his finishing ability, and on the other side, Anderson, do not come into his paint like that.
9-7 North Texas over Utah State, a game that certainly favors the Mean Green so far, defensive battle. But hey, you said 2 assists in your career. That was your guess. So we built it though. We got the scoring, and then it's a 1.5 assists per game. So you lied. You're not quite 2 for the career.
Well, I think that one year I had to average 2 assists per game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If it's a career 1.3, then I have to be a 2 1 year. Now, okay, since we did that, we're going to have to pull up Chucky stats from high school.
Listen, here's what I looked up. You shot 36% from 3 on your career. You had a very consistent 3-point shooting career. I was pretty impressed by that.
Listen, Chucky, we're going to have to pull up your stats
I don't know.
from high school.
There were none. There's nothing to find.
Well, yeah, okay. 2 assists 1 year. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
1 year I had 2 assists.
Hey man, I know you can hoop.
I wasn't dropping dimes like that. I was more of a kind of score. I was a team guy. That's what I was. I was
agree with that.
Team guy. I had a few big games.
North Texas has not solved the zone yet of the Aggies, but the same goes the other direction. Utah State can't find anything offensively either.
You can't just stand around and be stagnant. I think right now for North Texas, that's their biggest problem. Too much standing, not enough driving and closeouts.
Giselle long 3, no. From the elbow, takes it back out and tries to feed it through, but a kicked ball. Well, Ross Hodge, this is exactly what he wants to see, holding Utah State to just 21% shooting. This is what they've done this season. That is ridiculous.
That's what they do to teams. They speed you up, and the biggest thing is they make you uncomfortable. So if you're the offensive team playing against the North Texas defense, you have to be comfortable playing uncomfortable. You cannot allow them to force you into spots and positions that you don't want to go.
Falslab takes it down the lane and lays it in.
And that right there is just a nice read. A simple pin down. Falslab curls. He reads the defense, gets all the way to the rim. Falslab, great decision.
To Newell, this full court pressure for Utah State, trying to create some chaos. As a shooter right now, where are you hunting shots? Where are you trying to get looks?
Well, the biggest thing right now is you want to drive closeouts. You want to get the ball to the middle of the paint. St. Bonaventure had success in this playing against the zone yesterday when they drove the ball to the middle of the paint. And Newell, not necessarily known as a shooter, but he did hit 2 yesterday. So he's also feeling it. Let's see if that can get him going like it did yesterday.
Definitely shooting with some confidence here in Florida this week. Falslab back outside for Barnes. Cassell got hit hard on that screen. Anderson 3. No good. Catarezzi has it torn away. That's a strong rebound by Massey that fell for Sissoko. Open 3, top of the key. Acano rebounds. Inside for Anderson. Lays it in.
That's a great pass right there. That is where Utah State likes to do their work. If they can, they want to score in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock.
With 8 on the shot clock. Tough shot goes for Jonathan Massey.
And Massey did not score. 0 points, 5 rebounds yesterday. He is a guy who comes off the bench and averages double figures for North Texas.
Inside, Massey combining with Floyd for the steal. Newell bumped from behind, no call. Floyd looking for options. Newell. And got it to go. Just killed it on the back iron.
Well, it's a good sign. North Texas makes shots in Orlando. I talked to Phil Forte earlier, a guy who I've had many battles with, and he said, hey, when we make shots, when we knock them down from deep, we are hard to beat and we love our chances.
We were talking about that yesterday with Forte, who was such a great offensive guard, and how much you would feel like he should be able to impact this side of the floor for them.
And I think he does. I think that's one reason why you bring a guy like him in, because he was such a prolific shooter, scorer at Oklahoma State, has been around the game, seen some of the best players in the game, his best friend being Marcus Smart. So I think that you bring a guy like him in to help with the guard, specifically on the offense.
Floyd misses, and then Acano goes down hard. This has been a physical couple days, but not a ton of fouls, and not a lot of foul trouble for teams. Acano goes down again, keeps his dribble, but he's tied up. It'll stay at this end. Again, it's Newell knocking down a couple shots.
Brand Newell. It doesn't matter how it goes in, Chucky. As long as it goes in, it's good.
The second annual SEC-ACC Challenge begins Tuesday. It's number 19 Arkansas and Miami at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And our ESPN doubleheader has 7th-ranked Tennessee hosting Syracuse at 7:30, followed by number 8 Kentucky at Clemson. John Calipari is Arkansas's head coach. Is that working for you yet?
I mean, it hasn't really fully sunk in, but He has a good team. Boogie Fland is one of the best guards in the country. However, the school he left, Mark Pope, what he's doing at Kentucky, I think he has the perfect roster to make a deep tournament run this March, and I think that they're going to be scary. They're a team you do not want to see in March.
Yeah, he did. The way they constructed that, they're old, they've got a little bit of everything, and they have probably the best three-point shooter in the country in Kobe Brea.
I mean, they have dogs. They're extremely versatile, and they're about 10 deep. That's exactly what you want, and the veteran leadership in your backcourt. When you look at Brea, when you look at Lamont Butler, I mean, Kentucky's a team I don't want to see in March. They are a true national championship contender.
North Texas with a 6-point lead, holding the highest scoring team in the country to 11 points through almost 14 minutes in the first half. Atten Wright open, hits it, which is basically all he's done. It seems like a couple threes tonight already. He's got 8 points.
And right there, Massey getting to the elbow, getting a little bit deeper than the elbow. When you draw the defense in, kickouts are wide open. Good shot by Atten Wright.
Falslev couldn't answer, gets his own miss. Lobs it up top for Johnson. Johnson blocked by Rondell Walker. North Texas on an 8-0 run right now, trying to extend it to double digits. Walker couldn't get the roll. Isaac Davis is out there for Utah State right now. Hasn't played a ton, about 7 minutes per game. We did not see him yesterday. Ripped away from Falslev by Massey. Massey going the other way. And looked like it might have been an extra step, but Wright has the rebound. It's going to be Utah State ball.
A lot of physicality. But let's go back to see how Atten Wright got his last 3. Look at this. The post up, getting the ball into the paint, makes the other top guard have to slide over. When he slides over, Massey does a good job with playing with his head up, locating the open man. Good dish.
Utah State 7 first half turnovers so far. That is a tough shot for Martinez and got hit on the arm. Saturday's SEC on ABC college football rivalry weekend matchups, starting with number 8 Tennessee taking on Vanderbilt at noon Eastern. Then it's the Iron Bowl, Alabama hosting Auburn, and we'll cap the night in College Station. Number 3 Texas at number 20 Texas A&M.
That'll be a good one. Winner of that game goes to the SEC championship against Georgia. They're playing for all the marbles, and not Allen. What's the name of A&M's? Reed. No, is it Reed?
You put me on the spot here because I'm blanking too.
Because I've been there. It's because I completely forgot. But anyways, 100,000 people in that stadium is going to be rocking. Who do you got in that game?
Of course, against Texas. I'm going to go Texas.
Of course you will.
I think they're the real deal. You going A&M?
I'm going A&M.
Okay. Can you even make that?
It's Reed. It has to be. Okay. We're going to fact check this during a break.
I'm ready to see how the 12-team playoff works. I'm excited to see this. And I think it's a good year to do it because there's been a lot of parity in college football. 5 to shoot for North Texas. Giselle tipped away, and they'll set it up out of bounds. You're doing your homework right now, getting it right.
Oh, I was completely off. It's Kyle Field. Completely off. I think their basketball gym is that what I was thinking.
Long 3 from Massey is no good. I just appreciate you getting it right.
I have to. If I don't do it, somebody's going to fact check me. Have to look down low. There we go. Way to go to the high low.
Another whistle against North Texas. No field goals in almost 5 minutes now for Utah State. First foul against Giselle, senior out of Chicago, Illinois.
So they got the switch on the pick and roll. And that was one of the times in which, if you weren't careful, because they make you play so fast, You typically don't see that, but Isaac Johnson did a great job of sealing, and Gadaretsi flashed to the high post. They were able to connect on the high-low and finally get a bucket in 5 minutes.
Isaac Johnson just runs in the family to play for the Aggies. His grandpa played there, dad played there, and his sister Gracie currently on the women's basketball team at Utah State. Brother Spencer played at BYU, actually, averaged 10 points per game on that NCAA tournament team last year. He finished up his career.
Spencer Johnson can play. I had him a few times.
Absolutely.
Johnson is really good.
New era at BYU. We were talking about Mark Pope at Kentucky. Now BYU off to new ventures, but off to a good start this season. Timeout on the floor will take us to our final first half media timeout. 5-point lead for North Texas. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement.
Tom, Malcolm Zubin coming up at the half, an overtime buzzer beater. You've got to see it on this Black Friday. The teams, these guys are buying. That's all on the way. What have we seen in the first half?
Well, Utah State came into this game averaging 94 points per game. Low-scoring game, Coach. Defense is going to win this one.
It really is. But last night they had 25 at half. They've only got 15 right now. Ian Martinez has got to find some way to get on track in the last 4 minutes before halftime so he has a better second half. Fellas, we'll see you at the half.
Thank you, Zubin. 2015, North Texas over Utah State. And for Tom Crean talking about Ian Martinez, got to find a way to get him going. How do you do that right now? Because the shots he is getting are contested.
And well, it's hard because North Texas does a great job of closing out and being able to slide off of the closeout. So they're chest to chest. They're not allowing you to have angles, and Martinez is a guy who thrives off of angles because he can get around you, and he's very, very slippery, very, very, kind of almost like slimy in a sense. But I think that he has to be able to, knock down open shots and take what the defense gives to him instead of trying to force it.
It's a shot clock violation, although Ross Hodges saying that it hit the rim.
This right here is just a good defensive possession, one-on-one. Gadaretsi cuts him off, falls left, comes down. And then Isaac Johnson, at 7 foot, protecting the rim is hard. But that's just a great active possession on the defensive side, doing to North Texas what they're doing to you.
Definitely hit the rim, but it was going to be Utah State ball anyway. And there's Martinez right on cue for 3.
And that's a perfect example of just taking what the defense gives you. Good screen right there to be able to take the wide open look. Don't try to force it. Take what North Texas gives you.
7-0 run for the Aggies right now. Right, deep 3. Oh, man. Over the top of Anderson.
Sees one go in. You can be in for a very long night. He is playing with a high level of confidence right now.
Now Martinez. Skipped across, taken by Giselle. Ahead for Wright. Pulls it out. Giselle thought about it, but they'll set up their offense. Giselle had it poked away, but right to Lorient. 7-point lead. We'll step away for just a moment. North Texas with a good answer after a 7-0 Utah State run. Atten Wright playing well tonight. Their defense causing problems. See what kind of adjustments these two coaches make at halftime.
I think right now, running Martinez off of down screens, pin downs, I think that is what is going to have him be able to have success. Off of ball screens, he's been a little sped up. He's not making the right reads. Get Martinez coming off of down screens, pin downs. That is the recipe for success to get him going.
Allen turned it over for Utah State, and Dayton Albury was off the bench immediately for Jared Calhoun. Wright did not take that with Gatoretzy closing him down. Floyd. Giselle. Rhythm jumper, no. Sissoko offensive rebound. Shot clock down to 5 after it reset to 20. Corner 3 for Floyd. Cano had it, and I think he was fouled by Giselle. The second annual SEC-ACC Challenge continues Wednesday night on ESPN. This must-see men's basketball doubleheader. Number 12 North Carolina hosting number 9 Alabama at 7:15 Eastern. And then it's number 11 Duke against number 4 Auburn at Cameron Indoor. What a matchup that is.
Auburn might be the best team in America right now. The way that they are playing, the way that Bruce Pearl has those guys playing, they might be the best team in America.
Won the Maui Invitational, and they have an incredible resume to start the season unbeaten.
They have length. You want to talk about a team that can hold you down on the defensive side? They have length, they have offense, they have veteran leadership, they have depth. Janai Broom is one of the best power forwards in all of college basketball. And everything you want in the team, Auburn has.
The only one to keep an eye out, Janai Broom against Cooper Flagg. Utah State really out of rhythm on this possession right now. What can Martinez do? Out for Falslev. Nice pump fake and lays it in at the rim.
He does a great job of using his shot fake to allow straight line drives to the rim. Doesn't try to get too fancy, knows where he's going. Very efficient with his dribbles.
To shoot into the corner for Floyd. It was a tough pass for Newell to handle.
There's been a few times the guards of North Texas, off of the pick and roll, have had the big rolling towards the rim, and they have not been able to see that. That is one area I think the guards of North Texas have to get better in. Making reads off of pick and rolls. They do not hit the tag or the roll man very well.
Giselle and Wright on the bench. Giselle in a little bit of foul trouble, has 2 right now for North Texas. Skipped across Falslev all alone. Got it.
And that is a great pass by Albury. He didn't panic. That's a perfect example of what I mean when I say you have to be comfortable playing uncomfortable. He is getting doubled right here. They cut him off. He is taking his time. He is not sped up. Locates the open man, Falslev the recipient, but that's just a good example of being calm under pressure, getting doubled, but still being able to take your time, read the defense, find the open man. Great pass by Albury.
Rare to see that much time for shooters. We were talking off the air earlier. Northern Iowa got a lot of, to me, looked like decent looks, but you made a good point that North Texas is always there.
Yeah, 100%, because they close out better than almost any team that I have seen. But the thing is yes, you can get open looks, but because they force you to play so sped up that you're shooting the shots at a quicker pace that you're used to shooting them at. So it's not, okay, I'm open, let me shoot it. It's, oh snap, I'm open, but he's closing out super fast. Let me hurry up and try to get this off. A completely different mindset for a shooter.
Falslev after the 3, the timeout, almost had a steal right there. He is having a fantastic start to his season. Sophomore from Benson, Utah. 10 to shoot here for North Texas. Up 2. Floyd dribbling into the corner for Walker open. Short. And Acano saves it in. That'll do it for the first half. 25-23, Utah State now held to their lowest total in back-to-back games in the first half. And Atten Wright with 11 points to lead the way for Mean Green. Let's send you to the studio to join Zubin Mehenti and the guys. at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. A beautiful venue for the NIT season tip-off championship. North Texas leading Utah State 25-23. And in about an hour, we will give that trophy away to one of these two teams in an absolute dogfight right now. 25-23. It's the NIT season tip-off. We told you about two players. One of them was Mason Falslev, and he leads the way for the Aggies.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, and I think the thing is he kept it simple. He didn't try to overcomplicate it, and that's the problem. When you try to do too much against this North Texas defense, that is where you run into trouble. 1-2 bounces at the most, get to the rim, good athlete, getting on the glass, taking what the defense gives you. Mason Falslev does it better than almost anybody on this floor right now. And on the other side, our guy, Mr. Wright, had a great game yesterday, but picking up where he left off, getting hot from beyond the arc. When you talk about taking what the defense gives, he's done the same exact thing. He's been the best shooter on the floor in yesterday's game and today's game. He must continue that in this half.
I'm not sure there's been a moment in these two games with North Texas where we've sat and said, what adjustments do they have to make? They have imposed their will on both teams they face. Now, that's a turnover. Utah State a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, that's a good point, because they don't make adjustments because you have to adjust to them. You have to adjust to their physicality.
Falslev with Gatoretsy, and I think Gatoretsy wanted it. Falslev says, no, I got you.
Watch Falslev's game. He doesn't take and get the easy bucket. No, they get into your legs and they make it extremely tough for you to throw entry passes.
Drake Allen at the line hits the first one. He was 6 of 7 at the stripe yesterday. It was his first miss of the season there. He has kept it in the state of Utah, lightly recruited, went to Snow College for a couple years, then Southern Utah, Utah Valley, and now at Utah State, starting for one of the best teams in the Mountain West.
And Drake Allen can play. I think yesterday watching his game, that was his best game as a point guard. That was his best game when it comes to facilitating, being the initiator, putting guys in good positions, putting guys in giving guys opportunities to score, knowing where the ball needed to go at all times. He was in the ultimate control of the game the whole 40 minutes.
99% of coaches, when they're talking transfer portal, say you have to stay old. Yeah. Well, he already had 3 starters coming back. You go out and you get a grad student in Drake Allen and a senior in the big man, Aubin Gatoretsy. Massey in trouble. Ended up getting his dribble back because it was knocked loose. Low pass. Wright can't put it in. Newell cutting into the defense. Lorient. The body control, but missed, and then a foul against North Texas.
And they missed Adden Wright a few times. Massey got the ball to him, but because he threw a bad pass, he didn't throw it to Adden Wright's pocket. I think it threw him off a little bit. Had he got the ball, like we like to say, on time, on target, I think that is a bucket. But then they get the offensive rebound, miss Adden Wright again. This Utah State defense, you can see, speeding North Texas up on that last possession.
It's 3 points apiece. A little over 3 minutes into the second half. Another foul called. It's going to go against Lorient. His first.
With this lineup on the floor for Utah State, they will play through Templin. Get the ball to Templin, let him make decisions, let him be that point forward.
Aubrey, nice take.
We've seen Aubrey make some really good plays. The pass in the first half when he got doubled, the drive downhill. Aubrey's one of those guys. He's not afraid of this moment and not intimidated by this North Texas defense.
The ASUN newcomer of the year last year at Queens University. Averaged 17 points per game. Massey rises up in a really tough spot. Templin on the floor for Utah State, and a jump ball belongs to the Aggies.
And that's just a bad possession. A lot of over-dribbling, but let's see a good possession. Get downhill. Do not be afraid. Go downhill. They're doing a good job in the guards of Utah State. Just attacking, straight line driving. Do not overcomplicate things. Come off the ball screen, drop your shoulder, get downhill, get to the cup. But, I mean, you see Massey right here, over-dribbling, right? You see the completely opposite, the opposite side of things. Over-dribbling, bad possession. You get nothing out of it. A forced contested shot. North Texas has to find ways to clean that up.
Last time Utah State led was 3-2, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. Trying to wrap it around to Templin. It goes off him. It's a turnover. That'll take us to our first media timeout in the second half. All tied up at 28 apiece. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement. Always something to do in this part of Florida. We already talked about this. This is not for you, but hey, I know some good basketballs for you. We got a great game so far. 28 all. Gonna give somebody a trophy tonight. Maybe they'll celebrate on that ride.
So you ride rides, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that.
I appreciate that.
I can see you being a thrill seeker.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Oh, come on. North Texas looking for answers offensively. Just 3 points in the second half. Another tough shot by Massey. Offensive possessions have been a little bit odd in the second half.
Very, very stagnant. Right, you run a good play to put Adam right in the middle with a roll and replace, and then we see some stagnant one-on-one isolation basketball. That's not going to get you success.
Can Martinez get going? An off-balance floater goes off of North Texas. Just 5 points for Ian Martinez so far for Utah State. 1 for 6 from the field. Wasn't overly efficient yesterday, getting to his 14. You know he can catch fire, though, at any moment. Anderson in there. Templin couldn't run it down. Sissoko does for North Texas. Floyd into the corner. Newell driving the step through, a long step, and Newell lays it in.
And that's just a careless pass right there. Inexcusable. Those are the plays that kill you. Inbounding the basketball, not being able to do it cleanly. Coaches will go crazy over plays like that.
Falslev connects. And there's their first lead since it was 3-2.
He's been so good, because I'm going to keep reiterating this, because he keeps it so simple.
15, by far the most points for Utah State by a player. Martinez is their second leading scorer with 5. Into the paint, Walker skips it across. Newell fires and can't get the roll. Falslev on the move. Falslev turning. He said, hey, I'm right here, why not?
Gets to his spot, gets cut off, quick spin, realizes he has the height advantage, rise over the top, good touch around the rim. Falslev is going to work.
Playing some of the best basketball of his young career over the last 4 games. Utah State looking for a perfect 7-0 start to this season. Floyd, nice patience, and he spins it off the glass.
He does an amazing job getting to 2 in the lane. Jump stop, pump fake, let the big jump in the air. When he comes down, I rise up.
Albury, Falslev open, got it!
The play call, the misdirection into the back screen down screen to free up Falslev.
And it looks easy for Mason Falslev right now.
You want to talk about a breakout game? Well, he's had the past 3 beat that. Mason Falslev is cooking. And Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Friday night, under the lights, we all like a jet. We taking a flight. I know my worth. We taking a price. We taking a risk. We rolling the dice. Friday night, under the lights, we all like a jet. We taking a flight. I know my worth.
Friday night feast week matchup, trophy on the line. Doesn't get much better than this in Kissimmee, Florida. Chucky Kemp alongside King McClure, great crew led by Jeff Graham, Jimmy Lee Starling and company. One more game tonight as well. Northern Iowa and St. Bonaventure, but first, someone gets a trophy. North Texas trailing Utah State 36-32, an 11-4 run for the Aggies to take the lead.
I would love to see North Texas go back to the roll and replace action, but add it right at the middle of the floor. It was wide open. Go right back to it.
Turnover. The second annual SEC-ACC Challenge begins Tuesday. It's Arkansas, Miami at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And then our ESPN doubleheader, Tennessee hosting Syracuse at 7:30, followed by number 8 Kentucky at Clemson. How about 16 games across 2 days in that challenge? Falslev, a rare miss for him right now. 20 points, just his second miss of the night.
Well, that was one of those plays, Chucky, where he should have dumped it off to the big. Just like that, right there.
Lorient fouled by Falslev. 2 free throws for Brennan Lorient, the junior from Florida, transferred from Florida Atlantic, where he spent 2 seasons. Falslev, 20 of their 36.
He's playing extremely well, and on that last possession, I think he was a little confused whether he should have shot that or threw it up in the air to the big fella, because the Templin had the advantage. He got the advantage off of the curl screen, and it was the big 2-on-1. He probably should have threw it up to Templin for an alley-oop or an easy bucket.
Lorient missed the first. Utah State crowd getting into it and misses the second. Albury working against Templin there, goes away from the screen.
They got to get spaced out. Spacing is bad right now in this possession.
Martinez going to work late in the shot clock. Albury, 5 to shoot. Albury, contact. 2 strong free throws, though, for the Aggies guard. When we come back, 11:54 to play in the second half. Utah State by 4. The SEC-ACC Challenge starts on Tuesday. 32 men's and women's hoops games over 3 days on the ESPN network. Some fantastic matchups, bragging rights on the line. Of course, the conferences all want to know who's the best. The SEC's making a case this year for being the top conference. And you look at the rankings right now, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, those teams are going to go up this week after what we saw.
And Tennessee is another team that looks good. Chaz Lanier looks like one of the best scorers in college basketball, being able to replace a guy like Dalton Connect, Zakai Ziegler, veteran leadership, one of the best point guards in all of college basketball. The SEC is deep and loaded. Alabama, Mark Sears, absolutely loaded.
Florida was here at the ESPN Events Invitational. Yeah. Walter Clayton Jr. and company, they rolled against Wake Forest and Wichita State.
And the SEC can definitely make a case for it being the best conference in college basketball this year, them or the Big 12.
Utah State with their largest lead of the night, 38-32, under 12 minutes to play. Right for three. Really could have used that one. There's a whistle underneath. I think they're going to get Ian Martinez on the rebound, so it'll stay at this end. That's his second foul. Martinez really fantastic in the first 5 games of the season, but has struggled here in Florida. Mulai Sissoko with a nice move to get the layup.
That's probably the best pass that I've seen from a North Texas guard. Coming off that down screen, being able to locate the roller. Good read, good decision right there by Adam Wright.
Martinez, three. Templin pushed in the back by Sissoko. First on Sissoko. Cano, fouled by Newell.
And now you see the referees slowly start to call a little bit more. Things that they weren't calling in the first half. So as a player, you have to see this and you have to adjust. All right, I can't be as handsy, I can't be as aggressive.
The next foul, Utah State's going to be in the bonus. Still 11 minutes to play in this game. For a pretty good free throw shooting team. Falslev down the lane.
Wow.
Walker went over him. He missed the layup. That was an unusual play.
Wow.
Almost taken away. Right. Spots up. Hits it.
It's a big shot right there. Albury thought he had the steal, but when you gamble, sometimes you lose.
Wright has 17, Falslev has 20, the only two in double figures. Albury's trying to step through. Sissoko was there to jump ball and mean green basketball.
Let's go back. Right here, Albury thought he had the steal. Well, you can't be wrong when your guard and Mr. Wright.
I like that
one. you could just let it flow. You could just let it slide and didn't even have to comment on that. Thanks, Chucky.
North Texas looking to regain the lead. Wright can do it. Quickly the other way, Albury.
Oh!
Walker holding his leg right now on the baseline. Well, it's good to see him get up quickly. It's hard to tell. That was a lot of contact.
Let's take a look at this right here. Albury was going up there to try to dunk it. And awkward landing. He grabs the back of his knee, but I'm so glad that he is okay and he's getting up and he's fine. Typically when you grab the back of your knee, it's not a good sign. But Albury is so hard, Chucky. I mean, he's stocky, he's strong, he's physical. When he tries to get downhill, these are tough covers.
The lane violation against North Texas. Albury will get another chance. Albury from the Bahamas. And misses that opportunity as well.
This is one of the lineups, the 4-guard lineup. It's one of the lineups we saw yesterday against St. Bonaventure that gave them a lot of problems.
Walker baseline, great feed to Sissoko.
That's just a great take right there by Walker. Locating that there's no help Sissoko got to the C, top of the charge circle, easy bucket.
North Texas fans getting into it now. 9 minutes to play. Into Templin in traffic against Sissoko. Steps around him and lays it in.
Templin just so skilled down low. Good footwork. Knows how to get an angle with his body. Great hands. One-on-one. It can be tough.
That snapped a 7-0 North Texas run. Trying to go to right. It was off the foot of Falslev. Stays at this end.
Take a look at this Sissoko dunk. Anytime a player drives baseline, look where Sissoko gets. He goes to the top of the charge circle. That is what you teach. Drive baseline, get to the top of the charge circle, relocate to make an easier angle for the pass. Good job by Walker. Good job by Sissoko getting there.
Inside to Lorient, who couldn't handle the pass initially, and he traveled.
And that right there is a perfect example. Giselle saw the pass, but he saw it a second too late, Chucky. He has to deliver that pass a little bit earlier. He saw it last minute, but if he saw it 2 seconds earlier, that is an easy bucket for Lorient.
Eighth turnover for North Texas. Utah State has 15 turnovers, and they're winning this game by a point. Templin physical against Lorient, who won't allow it.
It's the length right there.
Massey, contact, got it!
You talk about Albury getting downhill, but Massey is one of those same type of guys. Getting downhill, he is so hard to stop, so physical, so athletic, so strong. You better get out the way. My man looks like Derrick Henry.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. There's something magical about playing here. Visit DisneySports.com for events. Back at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, North Texas trying to take down Utah State, who's trying to do something that has not happened very many times. A team going to 3 straight NCAA tournament berths with 3 different coaches. Seattle did it in the 60s. Southern Illinois did it in the early 2000s. It would actually be the 9th time, but those were the only other 2 occasions where it wasn't a situation where an interim coach stepped in late or it was vacated. And so Danny Sprinkle last year, Ryan Odom, who's now at VCU in the 22-23 season, Jared Calhoun trying to make it 3 straight. It just says a lot about the program and the stability.
And it says that the AD knows what he's doing when he or she, I'm not sure. But they know what they're doing when it comes to hiring coaches, especially basketball coaches.
One of the first hires, actually. Diana Sabo was the one who hired Jared Calhoun. It was one of her first hires, and so far looks like a very good one. Another whistle, more free throws coming up. Calhoun named the head coach on March 30th after 7 years at Youngstown State. He was 46-20 in his final 2 years there. That's been a tough place to win. A lot of success for him there. Regular season champs in their conference in 2023. That was the 4th foul on Latrell Giselle. Attenwright will replace him for the moment.
That's one thing Falslev does a great job of. When he gets into the paint and he notices that he has a smaller defender on him, he will rise over the top and lean in, which automatically, or about 80% of the time, will cause a smaller defender to foul or either get out the way to where it's an easier shot.
All tied up at 42. Walker comes back to help out on the inbound. Long pass ahead to Walker. Sees Floyd trailing. Floyd stops, pops.
Just a good play. You have to know, scouting report, Floyd is not looking to shoot the three. Do not overcommit when he pump fakes at the three-point line, but because he overcommitted, because he sold it, and he jumped way too early, he's able to get to his spot. Good floater.
Falslev.
Oh.
Contested. Doesn't matter. A chance for a 4-point play.
Falslev is just having one of those nights where anything that he shoots, everything that he does is money. Look at this. Close out there, doesn't see it, doesn't matter. And Adam Wright tried to do the thing where when you contest a jump shot, Chucky, we do this thing where you try to cover up his eyes. Some referees call it, some referees don't. In that scenario, Adam Wright touched his nose or touched his face. Typically a foul, but we'll see a lot of guys, a lot of high-level guys, when they contest, the hand will go to the face to try to mess with the shooter.
A new career high for Mason Falslev, 26 points. He just set his career high against Montana with 25. He had 25 against Iowa. He had a double-double last night. And he's got a career high 26 against this North Texas defense tonight. Floyd, tough one in the lane, bounces around, rebound to Cano. Martinez splits the defense in a left-hand layup.
That's a tough bucket. It looked like originally he was trying to find a way to get the ball to Falslev. Realized he had the angle and he was right underneath the basket. Good reverse layup.
Floyd back into the paint, hands off to Walker, who's fouled by Gattaretsi.
Let's take a look at this Martinez bucket. Falslev running like he's about to dribble handoff, but good spin move, split the defense, was right underneath, got the angle because of the chicken wing. Right here, uses the chicken wing to get the angle on Floyd. Just a crafty move right there by Martinez.
Martinez with 7 now. Walker misses the first free throw. 2 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. Rondell Walker, a little bit of everything for North Texas. Great defender. Shot the 3 really well to start this season. Gets the second free throw to cut it to 3. Falslev. No. Looked like another one to go in. That's blocked by Lorient, and Acano gets his own rebound, adding to a career high, and puts it back in.
Well, right now, North Texas has 4 guards, and none of them are over 6'5". So one area where you have to make sure that you are great in is blocking out, and they have not done that. Take a look at this. You have to be able to block out. Acano gets his rebound off of his own block shot that Lorient blocked. If you're North Texas, when you're playing a smaller lineup, 4 guards, 6'4" and under, 3 of them are probably around 6'2", 6'1". You have to make sure that you are great in that area. Blocking out, being able to locate bodies when they are flying in, and Utah State has to be able to take advantage of that like we just saw Cano do.
Second annual SEC ACC Challenge continues Wednesday night on ESPN. A must-see men's basketball doubleheader. North Carolina hosting Alabama at 7:15 Eastern. That's a matchup of 2 top 12 teams. And another one between Duke and Auburn at Cameron Indoor. Talked a lot about Auburn earlier. Tell the folks about Cooper Flagg. The man can play.
Cooper Flagg is special. And what I'm most impressed with is not necessarily his scoring, but he's the ultimate winner. He's the guy who makes those loose ball plays, who gets the 50-50 balls, who on the defensive end can help protect the rim at a high level as a weak side defender. I mean, he does so many little things to help you win that his scoring is just, honestly, not even the main part of his game. And to be 17 and have these character traits of a just absolute winner, he's impressive. And he's playing with Colin Knippel, who was one of the best guards that nobody talks about. I mean, everybody talks about him, but as a freshman class, when you talk about Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, he doesn't get a whole lot of love.
It's going to be a great college basketball season, the way these early games have looked. Floyd bumped right at the end of the clock. Free throws coming up for Jasper Floyd out of Tampa, Florida. Fouled by Drake Allen, his second.
He might have got bailed out right there. I think he might have stepped on his foot.
Floyd, a transfer from Fairfield. He was one of 2 players in the nation last year to average at least 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals per game. Lorient takes a seat, Sissoko back in. The second, back to a 3-point game.
Right now, I'm drawing something up for Foslev. A down screen to try to get him a look.
Foul away from the ball. Free throws for the Aggies in the bonus the rest of the way. Foul went on Atten Wright.
And right now, Utah State, they're in a double bonus. Let's see if UNT, Steve North Texas, can play their same level of aggressive defense without fouling.
Martinez hits the first, a great free throw shooter, over 93% on the season. Gets them both. Five minutes to play. North Texas needs answers on this end of the court. Wright fading away, tough shot. Acano, another rebound.
That's just not the best look. At 6'1", shooting a contested mid-range jumper against over a guy that's 6'4", 6'5". With about 10 seconds left in the shot clock, not a great look, not a great possession by North Texas.
Falslev, every possession's good when he's got it, 28 points.
He turns the corner off of a curl screen. When he curls off of a down screen, he turns the corner so well.
Largest lead for Utah State. Walker bounces around, Gattaretsi rebounds. Walker fighting for it but couldn't get it. 5-on-4 the other way. Martinez missed everything. North Texas needs a bucket.
I would go right back to the roll and replace. It worked. Run it again.
Walker to Sissoko. Back out for Floyd. Good defense by Acano, but he got him off his feet.
Once again, Jasper Floyd getting the 2 feet, does it as good as anybody in the country. But you want to talk about it, doing it good as anybody in the country. Foslev scoring the basketball, getting downhill, so efficient, such a good finisher. Foslev making it look easy.
Tom, Malcolm, Zubin here in the studio. Just complete over on ESPN. How about a tournament championship for the Sooners?
They were fantastic. Jeremiah Fears taking the ball. Look at this play right there. Jalen Moore, high score in the game, one of the most improved players in the country. Fantastic win for Oklahoma.
Basket tying here, Malcolm, for Ole Miss and Matthew Morrell.
A lot of contact right there, Coach. No ball. My goodness.
That's like the Egg Bowl right there. Mississippi State.
Well, 54-47 in ours here in Kissimmee, Florida. ESPN Wide World of Sports. Utah State and North Texas. Both fan bases traveled well. Really, all 4 teams that we had have traveled well. And Utah State, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. They can hold off North Texas from a 7-0 start and their 3 best wins of the season in a row.
And they're playing really well. And what's interesting is they're doing all of this without Ian Martinez being the guy that he's been before they got here. They're having big contributions from Foslev, Drake Allen when it comes to playmaking, and Akano coming off the bench. I mean, they're doing it, and they're showing Coach Calhoun that they have multiple guys who can step up on any given night. And that makes a case for a very dangerous team moving forward, and it gives you an ultra boost of confidence.
Floyd got the first free throw for North Texas and gets the second. How hard is it? You talk about the offense for North Texas, trying to find a rhythm. How hard is it as a player when you are in a rhythm, but maybe it's more of a negative one, to kind of snap out of it a little bit? I mean, we're seeing it over here, and I'm sure the coaches are, but just as a player to kind of take that step back.
Yeah, but it's all about just finding ways to contribute to success. So if the ball is not going in, what can you do to help your team win? I mean, selfless guys, that's how they think. Selfish guys are like, hey, I got to find a way to get into the hole. But if you're a selfless guy like Martinez is, he is trying to find a way to win at all costs. And you talk about finding a way to win at all costs, being versatile. Foslev coming off the curl screen, throwing it up, rewarding the big fella for getting them open. Great play, great read, great decision.
Gadaretzi's first bucket tonight, but that's a big one on the alley-oop. Back to a 7-point lead. Right in trouble to Lorient in the paint. Over Gadaretzi. That's a nice finish.
Lorient can do that. He can score sometimes, but once again, that was still a hard possession. North Texas making it hard on the offensive side.
Foslev for 3. North Texas will let that roll off.
Let's go back to Foslev coming off of this curl screen. No backside tag. Throw it up to where only your big can get it. Just such a great play, and they've continuously rammed this down screen action for Foslev, and he has made a living off of that tonight.
Giselle back out there, and it's a turnover. Gadaretzi got a piece of it. Now Allen the other direction. Gadaretzi rolling again. Foslev into the paint, working on Giselle with 4 fouls. No good, but the flush for Gadaretzi.
Whenever the big comes over to contest, the backside man has to block out the big. That time, nobody blocked out the big on the backside. Too easy of a bucket.
Timeout, North Texas. Well, talking about some big Feast Week upsets, of course. This is what we've learned during Feast Week and who stands out to us. Both of us agreed on the Auburn one. I'm with you on UConn. That was a big surprise with the 3 losses in Maui.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, I think they got exposed in a sense. And I think it's their guard play. They expected Aiden Mahaney to be way better than what he was. And I think he's still a really good player, but he has to perform better in those big moments. Too many times, especially I think back in the Memphis game, they were seeking him out. P.J. Haggerty was looking for Mahaney on the mismatches to score whenever he wanted to. But I think that we do not talk about Tristan Newton and how valuable he was in helping them win back-to-back championships. I mean, Stephon Castle helped too, right? But Tristan Newton was the glue that held everything together for UConn. And I think missing him is such a vital piece, and I think it hurts them more than everybody expected it to.
Okay, give a shout out to the Drake Bulldogs and Ben McCollum coming up from the D2 level. 4 starters from that national championship team at Northwest Missouri State.
He's a great coach.
North Texas needs buckets. Just over 90 seconds to play. Right on a nice draw up. Misses the 3. Nice rebound by Allen.
This is the time, if you are Utah State, you are not in a hurry. If I was them, I'd go back to what's got me success. Running the pin down with Foslev and Gadaretzi.
Mean Green has to have a stop right here. 8 seconds on the clock, tipped into the backcourt. Lorient chasing it down, and it looks like he kicked it out. They'll say it's Utah State ball, but they will take a look at this.
But this is also a learning moment. You have to dive for that. Typically, they say if you try to, dribble it when one person dives and you try to dribble it, that's how injuries happen. You see, he almost took his legs out. You have to dive for this basketball. Possession matters right now when you are down 7 with 1:07 to go. You want the possession, and now because Martinez got to the floor and dove for it, it can potentially be off of Lorient, which gives the ball back to Utah State. You need that possession. Lorient has to get on that floor and dive for the basketball.
The original call on the floor was Utah State ball. I don't think there's any dispute there that Lorient kicked that out of bounds. What might take a second is figuring out the clock and the shot clock right now for our officiating crew led by Doug Sermons.
And we say first to the floor wins. Typically, whoever gets on the floor first wins the battle majority of the time. And right there, Martinez won that battle.
We'll look at the clock here and see what should be on it. They reset it right there, and it probably shouldn't have. It's going to be about 4 to 5 seconds on the shot clock, it looks like. I mean, Martinez, you talk about winning plays, guys that put winning first. That's a huge play.
He sacrificed his body. I mean, we talk about how do you get back into a rhythm. Well, he hasn't been in a rhythm, but guess who's been on the floor? Martinez has been on the floor. Why? Because he contributes in ways that lead to winning more so than just his scoring. Yes, he's the leading scorer, but he's selfless enough to realize that if Falslev has it going, let's go through him, let's play through him, and I'll rely on my defense. I'll rely on my hustle. I'll rely on my 50-50 balls. I'll do everything else that helps my team win.
We wait for the officials to get this sorted. It is Utah State ball. There is 5 on the shot clock, 1:07 left in the game, although they might be making a change. Doug Sermons.
They're keeping it at 5 seconds, though. Keeping it at 5 seconds. Yeah, that's
1 second off the game clock is the change.
Keeping it at 5 because the shot clock did reset. It shouldn't have reset. I think this is they got this right.
They actually dropped a second off the game and the shot clock, so it's 4 seconds on the shot clock. Allen quickly past midcourt. Allen pull up. No. North Texas had to have a stop right there. Now they have to have a bucket. Where are you looking?
Yeah, down by 7. It's a 3-possession game. You have to run something quick for Adden Wright. He has been your guy that's got you here. But you have 2 shooters, Adden Wright and Giselle on one ball, 2 different sides. Either one of them, you can get them a quick look from 3. That'll be good. But you don't necessarily need a 3. It's only a 3-possession game. Giselle contested.
Too strong, and a Cano right to Newell.
You want to get a quick steal, but you might have to play the foul game.
Here comes the trap on Allen, now to Martinez.
You got a foul now.
Falslev, and he is the one that gets fouled. Not a bad option, over 83% on the season at the free throw line.
In that scenario, you would hope that Gadaretse catches the ball, or right now on the floor, or Cano catches the ball, and then you try to foul. But too much time was coming off the clock, so you had to do what you had to do and put Falslev at the line.
North Texas wins over Minnesota on the road, just beat Oregon State before coming to Florida. Dominant performance yesterday against Northern Iowa. Falslev cooperating, misses the first free throw.
All right, Chucky, make or miss it is still a 2-possession game. You don't necessarily need a 3, but you have to score quickly. If too much time comes off of this clock, then you will need a 3, but it's still a 2-possession game.
Falslev misses both and saves it. Unbelievable play.
Wow. You want to talk about winning plays, Chucky. This is about as good as it gets right here. This is inexcusable. Nobody blocks out the shooter. Falslev realizes he missed it, gets the offensive rebound. That's about as big of a winning play as that you will see all day.
33 seconds remain. North Texas gonna have to foul again if the Aggies can get this inbound in cleanly. They do to Martinez. They try and go back in, though. It's a turnover.
Right read, bad execution. It was wide open. I don't know why they trapped off of the inbounder, because that was a wide open layup had he delivered it. But bad execution. But I saw what he saw. That was the right read by Martinez. Just was poorly executed. All right, so right now it's 5-point game. You need a quick, you got to go quick. 2 or 3, doesn't matter, but you got to score quickly.
Floyd on the baseline, floating. It got tipped by Gateretse. Lorients has it and scores. 3-point game.
Don't need to foul right away. Try to get a quick trap, see if you can get a steal, and then foul.
Martinez dribbling through traffic, fouled, and I think that's going to be it for Latrell Giselle. He is fouled out of the game.
Let's take a look at this North Texas basket. Ideally, you would like to go quicker, but nonetheless, you still get a bucket. Good job by Lorient being there on the miss, putting it up. Good bucket. Now right here, it's a 1-possession game. He makes 1 or 2 free throws. It's still a 2-possession game. 16 seconds on the clock. He makes both. I think that you might want to look for the 3. He makes 1. You can get a 2 quickly.
Martinez 4 for 4 at the line tonight. 9 for 10 at the stripe yesterday. It's a big one right there to make it a 2-possession game. Martinez gets both. And now you're thinking 3.
Hey, you have to go quick.
Floyd looking for right, and the 3 on the way. No good. A fight for the ball. It'll stay at this end of the court.
That's a good drop right there. The misdirection to get Adam Wright coming back on the pin down. It got a wide open look. Right here, you need to go for a 3, 5 seconds. Might be tough, but you need to get a 3. Let's take a look at it. The misdirection into the pin down. They got a decent look. And that's what you want if you're Ross Hodge.
Looking for right. Got the defender in the air right to Newell, who lays it in with 1.5 on the clock into Martinez, who will go to the line. They did foul quickly, so it's 1.2, but Martinez is going to need to miss both.
And right now you're in a scenario where you can make the first, miss the second, or you can just make both. And either way, if he has to make the first.
Misses the first free throw.
And now you have no other option but to make this second one, to make it a 2-possession game.
North Texas, no timeout. It's going to have to be a heave immediately if he does miss this shot. He does not. Utah State up 4, 1.2 on the clock. A heave by Floyd, tipped by Falslev, and Utah State takes it. The NIT season tip-off champions and a 7-0 start for the Aggies.
You know, and I'll tell you one thing, Coach Calhoun learned a lot about his team today, but I think one of the biggest things that he learned is that 4-guard lineup is absolutely dangerous. That is something in which he might need to look into moving forward to be the majority of the game. The 4-guard lineup yesterday and today is what caused him to have success and win both games.
A season low in points for Utah State, but they found a way to get it done against one of the best defenses in the country in North Texas. Celebrations for Utah State and their fans off to a tremendous start. 3 straight wins over their best 3 opponents, 7 straight to start the season. And they are the 2024 NIT season tip-off champions. For our entire crew here in Florida, I'm Chucky Kemp, my partner King McClure. Congratulations to the Aggies. We're back on ESPNU at 9 Eastern with St. Bonaventure in Northern Iowa in our 3rd place game. But right now, let's send it back to the studio with Zubin Mehenti.